Hello and welcome to Let's Talk SEO. So the latest news is that Perplexity AI has been testing ads as sponsored follow-up questions. So if you're using Perplexity AI, you will start seeing sponsored answers to your question. Now, this is something that we were all expecting, and some subscribers on my channel had commented that they use Perplexity AI because they're not going to be bombarded by ads or advertising. Because Perplexity uses a subscription based model, which means you pay to use, similar to how you use ChatGPT or you use any of these other AI engines. But Perplexity has built itself as a uh, search engine that utilizes AI to present the best results or the best answers, depending on what's being asked of it to do. The problem with advertising, and the problem with advertising always has been, is that it kind of co-opts what is presented. And so as a search engine, Google is motivated to serve more answers or more results that has advertising than ones that cannot be monetized. Like that makes any sense to you. So let's say that if you're using Google and you search for something that has zero advertising, let's say how to scrape paint off my coloring book. So maybe there are no advertisers for that search term. And so Google will try not to serve that content, and the content will not do very well. You'll have problem ranking organically, and as an advertiser, if you're advertising for that type of content, you'll probably show for other types of content. Surf, so probably show for someone who's searching for how to scrape paint off a car. And so there's a complex algorithm there, and it favors uh, SERPs, and it favors search terms that have high advertising volume, because that is what pays the bills at Google. Now with Perplexity AI, what this is going to do, or hopefully, is that it will present users with a useful information that's also sponsored. Now the problem with this approach moving forward is that A, you're paying for a subscription, and B, not only are you paying for a subscription, but now you're seeing sponsored answers. And with a sponsored answer, we have no idea whether or not that answer has any relevance. Perplexity AI has said that the advertiser has no input as to what the answer is. The answer is generated by AI. It's just that it's sponsored by the advertiser. How exactly that will look, I have a screenshot over here, and this brings up a whole new set of issues. And those issues is like how many more of these sponsored ads will you see, and also whether or not can you trust these sponsored ads. Then also there's a question that just about anyone in the AI industry knows that running AI is very, very expensive. So not only are you paying for server costs, it's the server's maintenance. It's the electricity. The electricity is a lot. This is a huge deal, and it's becoming even more stressful for a lot of these AI agencies or these AI services to keep the lights on, because subscriptions alone doesn't pay for it. So they need to do advertising, but as soon as you add advertising to the mix, things become a little hairy. And I think this is just the first step towards advertising. There's going to be a lot more advertising on Perplexity AI. And even though people tell me the quality of their output is a lot better than ChatGPT or Gemini AI, the fact is that if your answer cannot be trusted because it's sponsored, then can you really trust the algorithm to be working in your favor? So moving forward, let's say advertising revenue for Perplexity AI outweighs subscriptions. Obviously, the slant for Perplexity, if they want to keep the lights on, is going to try and bring in more advertisers and increase advertising revenue. And that may or may not, depending on how they do this, uh, tip the balance maybe in favor of the advertisers. Now, Perplexity has said that it's going to share market value. It's going to share revenue with content creators. I don't believe any of that, because it's a very hairy situation. How much do you pay someone who you're drawing content from and what is that going to look like? So, and at the end of the day, it's still a lot of gray area. So, I think I think this is going to get very interesting. And I think if Perplexity AI does in fact implement this successfully, which is going to be first in the US, obviously, it's going to be great. It's going to be a great test case. And I think we're going to get a lot to learn from this. And as someone who runs advertising for businesses, I would definitely want to give this a shot. Let me know in the comments below what you would think of this. Like and subscribe as always, and happy ranking.